So I know it's been a little bit since I posted any Magic Arena content. So last night I had a rather successful stream. We did a couple of drafts. They went pretty well. And in the interim, I thought that I would at least encapsulate them. So I'm going to put up some stream highlights of both the draft and all of the games from the draft. So we're going to do that today and tomorrow. One run today, one run again tomorrow, just so that you have something. And then hopefully afterwards I can get back to, doing some more regular content. I've got a white weenie deck that I'm trying to finish building because I really enjoy playing it, but I don't want to do a video on it until I have the deck list the way that I think it should be. So once I get that wrapped up, because I'm still trying to build my collection, you can expect something there. But anyway, this is a stream highlights video, so you may hear me talking to people, you may hear my wife in the background, things like that. That's just part of being live and the difference between, when I'm on Twitch versus when I'm on YouTube. But I just want to give this disclaimer because it might, make things seem out of context if I'm replying to somebody in chat and it doesn't make sense in terms of the game. But anyway, here are the highlights. Again, one today, and we'll do another one again tomorrow. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching. I think we're going to do some draft. I'm still trying to build the old collection for deck building purposes, and since the draft rolled back around to Guilds of Ravnica, and there's plenty of stuff I'm missing there. Plus, I just like draft. So I think that's what we're going to do. Plus, the season reset my limited rank, so I dropped.
Oh, noes.
Not that I was very high up to begin with, but hey, you gotta earn those rewards. So let's go do a draft. Plus I gotta convert these hopefully into some gems here. I mean, I'll get gems even if I 0-3 it. But let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so this always seems to happen to me whenever I'm drafting. Right out of the gate, our first pack, we get a rare land, which really doesn't help us a ton in draft in terms of the old winning. But I need the rare lands for deck building. There's also Crackling Drake, which is, obviously good, but far better in constructed. The Glaive, as far as gates and things go, is actually pretty solid in limited. There's actually a lot of really good stuff here as far as limited goes. Typically for this set, I rather enjoy either drafting Boros or Golgari. But I also kind of really need this land. So it's going to be a really anticlimactic first pick, first pack. But we're going to go with the land. Expansion, explosion, huh? Could just rare draft our whole way through, but there's no fun in that. Decent black cards.
Together.
Hey, Kazoo, you hit 12 months. You get a new badge. How you doing, Kazoo? Hello and thank you. Hello and thank you.
Why is it no fun doing all the rares?
Well, because it usually means that your deck ends up not being, like, that great.
Why?
And if this was, like, a high tier rare, then that'd be one thing. Well, because you're usually not drafting for synergy at that point. Like, you're just drafting the more difficult to get cards in terms of your collection, but that doesn't guarantee power level. Like, rarity doesn't 100% equate to power level, and because of the way you construct your deck in this, it will not always come around.
Oh, okay.
So the thing that I'm looking at here is there's an awful lot of good, like, black and then even splashable Dimir stuff. If I wanted to go down that path, there's a good chance that, like, it would come back to me. But again, I prefer, just personally, drafting Boros. And if I'm stuck taking this rare land, I kind of want to play it, which means I kind of want to take this Sky Knight here. I'm a big fan of this in this format. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing. Because going, like, Boros Celestia has been very good to me. At least for this particular set, so I think this is what we're going to do. Really? Now they also throw me a troll? Man. That's actually not half bad. This is certainly playable. I like the worm. There's a lot of really playable cards here, but I don't know if I can pass up the troll.
So you can only pick one from each?
One every time, and then basically imagine like 8 people sitting at a table, right? Yeah. Everybody opens a pack. Pack has 15 cards. You take one card, and then you pass it, right? And that's what this is simulating.
Okay. I'm learning, guys.
Like this is also like a solid creature as well. There's a lot of good stuff here that I kind of want, but it's really hard for me to pass up this troll.
Well, what kind of deck are you wanting to build?
Well, not this, but...
Well, not this, but we're going to take it anyway.
I really need that for some deck building. Okay, now we're getting into some more potential, like, Boros Celestia stuff, right? I mean, field is good, but you need to kind of build around it. I like the Goblin a lot. Fresh-faced recruits are very good, like, aggressive 2-drop.
Yeah, I like power. Also, I just like being able to know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I feel clueless. So I'm learning.
Crush Contraband. We got another gate, but I haven't drafted any yet. But I do like also the possibility for, like, Vigilance and Menace, and I could start trying to snatch up some of the gates a little bit here, because that's actually a really solid card. And if I really am going to try to go Boros here, the only other playable card in this pack really is Take Heart. I'm starting to regret my choice though, just because, like I said, there's an awful lot of like black and green in this first pack that was entirely playable. I think we're gonna take this.
Oh, that's rude. What kind of contraband you had?
Not a lot here. So basically, like, this is splashable.
I thought you said you liked the worm.
This is splashable. Yeah, I do like the worm because it's splashable.
Hi, Tavarish.
And then we have this is obviously splashable, and it helps you with your mana fixing.
You like my mug? Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorites. Ugh. Good. Cigarettes are terrible. Oh. No offense to anybody. I'm really sensitive to smell. And it literally chokes me.
I feel like I kind of want the centaur here more than the worm. Either way, it's going to be a splash card, though.
What does splash card mean?
It just means that when you're building your deck, you might have colors that are your primary colors. So like the deck I'm building is going to be intended to be more white and red than anything else, but sometimes you'll run a low number of cards of a third color, and they call that a splash, right?
Oh,
like you just splash a little bit. And
sure. So most of these cards are yellow though.
Well, that's because it's representing the combination of white and red. That's why they look yellowish.
Sure. Looks yellow to me. But, okay. How do you know it's a red card?
These symbols up here.
Oh, sure.
So, like, this is red, this is white, this is green.
I get it now. Okay.
So, like, the card I'm going to take here, because I really like the Mentor, is this, right? This is a white card, right?
White.
So, white. But when there's more than one color, then they're always this gold color, and then you can see how it's, like, red here and white here.
Sure.
Whereas this one's gold, but then
green.
It's green and white here.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
All right, a lot of stuff that I like here, but again, it's hard to pass on the Mentors. We could take this to fill out our splash a bit more. Could take the carrier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently that's gold, not yellow.
Yeah, I mean, it is technically gold, but...
I'm sorry. Apologies.
I'll take the scout here. I like evasion. You're a good option. You're still splashable. And out of these, Crushed Canopy I think is better. You can still destroy enchantments, but destroying a creature with flying I think is just more versatile than the Exile Artifact or enchantment. We'll take the Utopia here, and with that Take Heart came all the way back. Alright, on to pack 2, Narcomoeba. I know I don't need Narcomoebas, so we don't have to pay attention to that. So we got another red-blue split. Another Crackling Drake. Silent Dart's probably going to be the pick because it is color agnostic removal, which is really important. But we're going to do our due diligence and look.
Oh, that one's cool.
Yeah, the cat's not half bad.
No, that one.
But...
Hypothesizzle?
Oh, Hypothesizzle, yeah.
Oh, Hypothesizzle. Okay.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like Boros support here that needs to be picked this early, so Silent Dart is 100% your pick here. And
This is the part that you say is boring.
Ooh, no, this is my favorite part, is the drafting.
Oh.
So Assure Assemble, like we're already technically Assure isn't even a splash because you can double white it, and we're already planning on splashing green. This is a really good rare to get past us.
I want to be here for a bad player.
So we're gonna go ahead and snatch that up. And here I just like the evasion with Mentor, seems to make the most sense, so we'll take the patrol. And this is a bit of a tough call. I like the evasion of the scout and we already have one, but the marshal can get really annoying if it goes unchecked. Like it's just a great snowball card. Everything else is kind of, I mean, there's an argument for maybe the gate, but we're gonna take the marshal here. All right, more mentor options or the gate. I mean, the gate really helps with fixing and our splash. We already have 2 blade instructors and 1 patrol. How many of each do we really want to run is the question. I think that the answer is we still want 1 more patrol here. But I also kind of really want this gate.
Will it come up again?
Because we have the glaive. There's a strong chance the gate does not come back, and with 2 of these here, they're more likely for at least 1 of them to come back. And then even taking it a step further, we've already drafted some of the other ones, so I'm actually going to deviate and take the gate here. It's probably a mistake, but we're going to do it.
Nah, I think we'll be good.
Collar the Culprit seems okay. I mean, we could take this just because that is an incredibly strong effect, but thus far we've only drafted the 1 gate. So I guess we will... we already have one of these as well. We'll take the collar, but I don't know if it's going to end up making the cut. This is just more about giving us options. Oh! Oh!
Hi, Danny.
Hey, Shaman Dan. Alright. This is actually a tough call because Guild Mage is insane and Swath Cutter is insane. Like, if you can get to where you're just pumping out tokens every turn, this is a bomb and limited, but this thing is as much of a house. I think I'm leaning more towards this because it's not our splash color, and honestly, I've won a lot of games because of Swath Cutter in draft. So I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, another scout or the mentor. Now, we're probably not taking the gate here. Let's take a look at the mythic that got passed to us. What is going on? One or more creature tokens would be created under your control. That many angel tokens with flying and vigilance are created instead. Do we have any token generators thus far? Because I passed on the guild mage. Marshal. Witness. They both make creature tokens. This potentially makes creature tokens, so we're up to, what, 3? Alright, so we've drafted 3 so far. Other potential picks here. We got these, and the worm, or the gate. And the gate's honestly the most attractive just based on what I've drafted. I think we just take the visitation. Even with only 3 in the deck, there's no like requirement for us to run it, but also if we even pick up like 1 or 2 more, that's probably worth it. Because that thing can be a house. Alright, we're likely taking Justice Strike here because it's a really powerful removal tool. Though there is the Hunted Witness if I wanted to go like all in on that strategy, but Justice Strike's just way too strong. So we're gonna take that there. Alright, now we have another Witness and another Legionnaire, and that's another gate. Okay. Kind of a tough call. I love the Legionnaire, and I've only drafted 1 so far, because I love Evasion, but I think I'm really tempted to take this Witness now. Hey, Euro! Oh, Divine Visitation. Why are you making me do things I don't want to do?
Whoa.
We're gonna take the Witness. I'm gonna go against my... And this creates tokens. Alright, I guess we're just gonna draft a bunch of cards based on having got Visitation. And then I'm never gonna draw it, because that's always what happens. We definitely want this gate, though, at this point. We have Skyline or Sworn. I guess we're taking the Sworn this time. We're just gonna make it so that if I actually manage... And we'll take the Fixing Locket, I guess. Probably not gonna play it, but sure. I actually might make it in. Yeah, we'll take the Witness. Collar. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. So now we gotta put this thing together.
Woo.
Hey, Ambient. Now we gotta put this thing together, and that means making some cuts, doing some things. 6 forests. That can't be right.
That's a lot.
Alright, we're probably cutting you. Let's cut you. Certainly don't think I need 2 of you. We'll leave 1 in for now. We're leaving in the Visitation because we kind of went all in. I don't think I have enough gates to warrant that. Glaive is worth running even still because you also get the Vigilance and Menace with potential added effect, but we only ended up with, what, 3 gates? So I don't think the Double Strike guy is probably worth it at that point. Take Heart's not strong enough. We got a lot of early game, though. Out of all the 2-drops, you're probably my least favorite. I like the Mentor stuff. We're keeping in the tokens because of the Divine Visitation we're going all in on here for memes. We want to do it at least once. Probably don't need 2 of you being a splash. So I got 6 more cards here still to cut.
What about all the forests?
Well, I'm getting back to that in a minute.
Oh, okay.
It'll naturally weed some of those out as I make cuts here.
Oh, okay.
2, 3. So right now I only have 4 actual, like, truly green cards. As far as red goes, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 truly red cards, so they're actually pretty even in that regard. We're very heavy white at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Can probably afford to cut as many as 2 more creatures, potentially. And maybe some 3 drops. So, like, if we cut one of you... I guess we can afford to cut slightly more creatures, because we do also have the... like, these count as creatures, technically, but... It's with a toughness of 4 or greater. Like, are we just a white weenie mentor deck in disguise here? Is that what I'm seeing? Because that's kind of what it looks like. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
A white weenie deck.
A white weenie?
Yeah. We have a fair amount of evasion. We got a lot of early game. So, like, if I cut you as well, right? I need to cut 3 more cards.
I thought you said 2. Now you're
I said up to 2 more creatures. I still have to get down to 40 here. I got 43 out of 40.
Oh, okay.
Probably afford to cut 1 scout. So let's go with that, because I like the variance here. Honestly, I think you end up getting cut as well, just because that really reduces the amount of actual green I need. Because then, if I do that, the only actual true green card I'm running is the assemble side of this, right? Everything else that is green in here can just as easily be covered by white. So I could drastically reduce the forest count here.
We only need 1 card down, right?
Yeah, 6, 10, 13. Alright, so we're 17 here. It's probably going to be the vigil at that point, right? So we're down to 40. So if we do this, because I need a lot of white. We need to make sure we're hitting the white, right? And then that also gives me, what, 6 red sources to cover my 4 truly red cards. Because this can be played with white. So we've really just got 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then I still leave myself with 3 green sources to cover this. That might even be too many green, if I'm being honest. Like, I could cut this and go with that, and I think that ends up being slightly better overall. Because I can even still play this if I don't draw the assemble side, right? So this is almost negated by the fact
that was funny too.
that I don't have. I mean, technically, if I never draw green, I don't have any unplayable cards, right? And I still leave myself with 2 green sources by doing it this way. I think this is okay. I will admit that we are kind of going all in on trying to do some memes with this Divine Visitation that we will likely never draw, but, you know,
we're living on the edge today.
It just feels like the right thing to do. If somebody passes you Divine Visitation, you try to make it work. Oof. Oof. Yeah, we'll keep it. 6 over there. Yeah, I mean, it's Reddit, you know? What are you gonna do? You could escape to Twitter. Oh, wait. Yeah, let's go with that. I mean, he's still going to attack because I can't block, but We'll just ignore it. And then attack in return, hopefully. Wow. Doing that on their turn. They must have really wanted that. Whatever it was they were searching for. Alright, so they're tapped out. So we don't have to worry about ordering. Normally you'll try to play your cards post-combat, so you leave your mana open and you can feign or fake combat tricks, but when your opponent's tapped out, you don't have to go through the rigmarole of like fighting through the interface.
Interesting how they cut the cards off.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely hunting for more land. Okay.
That's kind of cool.
What am I going to do here? I'm going to play the Sky Knight Legionnaire one way or the other, right? So we can just put this into play tapped then. And then we're still bringing everything because they will want to stop my mentor, but that's fine because we want it on the flyer.
I like how they have the cards like cut half, like.
So they don't take up as much space.
Right.
And we get to concede because they never found land. All right.
Oh my gosh, that was quick.
Yeah, I've been told that a few times. You misplayed and got conscripted? Oh no. Okay, this is entirely playable. We'll keep this. Even going first, this is fantastic.
Ooh, I like her.
So we can start off with the Marshal. And we've got a nice quality curve. Justice Strike can potentially clear things out. That makes it even better, because now... Uh-oh. Do they have the white shock for attacking creatures? That would make me sad. Because otherwise we get an immediate trigger next turn with the haste. They've got something. If they're pausing with that one white land, that makes me think, yep, they got the white shock. Son of a... How am I holding them up? You know, as normal. As normal, so dead inside. How was the draft? Breezy, light, a bit arid. No, it was okay. I ended up taking 2 of the like rare lands because I needed them for my collection, so I'm not like super stoked about that. But I really want to develop this, I think. Just so I get another flyer out, but I could also use this to clear it and push 2 damage. I think we still just develop this and attack with only the flyer here. Despite taking the lands, somebody passed me the enchantment that makes it so when you make creature tokens, they turn into angels. So I kind of went all in on that and drafted a bunch of things to make tokens zombie. And then I'm never going to draw that card. Like, that's the way that it works, right? I'm running it as a one-of, but I was like, oh, I want to make this work.
Hey, you never know. You might.
I will never draw that card. And if I do, I will die.
Why?
That's just... It's the unwritten rule.
But I'm your lucky charm, so I'm here. You're going to draw it. And you're going to be successful at it. Got it?
Okay.
Good. Glad we're on the same terms.
Again, we're kind of in that same dilemma, right? Like, I could kill this to push extra damage, but I don't think that's necessarily the right play. So, I think we're just going to attack with the flyers for now. Develop the bodies, and then that also gives us a potential 3rd flyer in Skyline Scout for the following turn. I think just board presence is more important here.
So, I forgot to tell you earlier when I was doing the table, a piece of paint got stuck underneath my nail, and it hurts.
You can reveal a creature or enchantment card and put it into your hand. Okay. Will you have your commons? Yeah. It's the unwritten rule. How many peacekeepers did my opponent draft? Holy cow. I can't blink fast enough.
Oh my gosh, you are such a dick,
Alright.
dude.
So we're going to just swing with the flyers because we want to get this going. This will trade with any of the 3/3s on subsequent turns here. But it also gives us the option to mentor the patrol, which will then allow us to chain down mentor the other flyers. So skipping giving this flying for a turn just so that we can develop this, it makes an awful lot of sense here. And we're not going to be killing our opponent anytime soon now that we know they have a third peacemaker and potentially more. So we need to kind of plan for the long term, right? Like this investment makes an awful lot of sense. And again, I don't think we want to use this yet because while these are in our way, there's nothing that says like must answer there. So we're going to move to combat. And we're going to choose them. Again, we want the Blade Instructor to go because we want the Mentor to go here. Because that's going to allow us to chain down the other stuff. Have a Death Pact. You're speaking my language. We're going to pay this cost because we would certainly like this to have flying. Alright, so we're not going to be able to pump up that. They're rightfully getting rid of it, knowing that we'll be able to mentor it on following turns. So, yeah. We just push the damage that we can, sadly. This music makes me ponder too much. It's my relaxing mix. Oof. Okay. So, mildly frustrating because it's just one of those things that Justice Strike doesn't kill and it gets in the way of our flyers. But they do need to buff it or pump it to get rid of ours. It's actually pretty helpful. That tells me they've got some sort of buff because, like, otherwise. All right, sure, we'll bite. Use it. When it becomes tap, oh, that's actually really good. Like, that's good enough that we want to Justice Strike it before they do anything. Alright, we're going to do it like this. So they have one unknown card in their hand. They got another one that allows them to gain some life. I expected them to take the chump block. It makes an awful lot of sense. And they're going to also get rid of our first striker, which is annoying, but... we still kind of decimated their board a bit, and we have a pretty massive like health lead here, so I think we want to stay up tempo. We don't really have any bombs. I think that's the biggest issue here. Our closer is the mythic that we drafted that we'll never draw and Swathcutter Giant. And so we can't really rely on too many late game tools. Hey, speak of the devil. Our opponent just cut a swath. Now, this is great, but not so great against Swathcutter.
Ooh, that wind's getting
Alright.
loud.
So, right now we're hoping to draw that mythic enchantment that we'll never draw, and then we'll be able to create some angels. Which, yeah, well, I mean, that's what happens when 2 of my 3 rares that I drafted were the lands. You know? I'm going to say no blocks for now. Fully expect them to play this at some point here and gain some health. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're going to play something else and risk it. If I was them, I'd consider playing it, because if I have any sort of removal, yeah, then it's just kind of game at that point, so. Actually, that was pretty helpful. We'll go ahead and swing just because the 3/3 now will trade with the relevant parties. Place finale. Yeah, finality is I mean, it's final. But yeah, I've been wrecked by that a few times in draft. All right. Ooh. They have an awful lot of life gain over there. Let's do the attack first. Oh, you're heading to bed, Danny? Okay. And then I guess we'll do this. Now that I've done this, I'll draw that enchantment. This is what'll happen. I'll have held this for like 3 turns. I'll draw it, and then I'll draw 0 token generators afterwards, because my Hazda's already dead, so it would just be like the witnesses at this point. I was gonna say, why would you attack with that? I don't understand. For the Turkish coffee, I mean, I like coffee. So I guess we do this. Just because it basically makes that unblockable until he finds another flyer. Man, I can't talk. We're just gonna sidestep it and let it through. We don't have any reason at the moment. Ooh. That's not great for me. Alright, we're gonna play this as well. I have a feeling my opponent's gonna try to go wide here. With the lands they have available, they can make as many as 1 extra token at the moment per turn. So that means they can go to 6, potentially 7 creatures to our 6. So basically by playing this, it makes it so that he likely can't attack, and does not. We're gonna go ahead and play that because that buffs this a bit. Now I could attack with everything and just force him to take some sort of action, but that doesn't make an awful lot of sense at the moment. Because I don't have a way to push damage through. End of turn, he's gonna make a creature token. There you go. But if he doesn't have an answer for my flyer, we might just see a concede go through. So it's what we're hoping for. Just chip damage all game long, but that's really all we can do here because we don't have... Oh no! Seeding because I theoretically have outs. I'm not drawing them, but I theoretically have outs. Though they're quickly passing me by. So if I top deck the enchantment, and then I top deck... oh, I can't even play Assemble because I haven't drawn a green source of mana yet. But then that would allow me to make 3 4/4 angels, and then I could turn the tide in the air. But yeah, essentially right now I need the Mythic Enchantment followed by token generators, and then I theoretically have a shot. But it's looking grim. Alright, I'm gonna go to 1, just like my opponent. Well, there's the source of green, if I had Assemble. Alright. Oh, that's frustrating, to say the least. I'm gonna pay the life because I want to play all of this on curve. So we'll do this into the patrol, and then we'll go from there. Like, this will end up just replacing himself when he attacks after we can mentor it, because this will trade here. These will likely trade even with this when the time comes. And then we can also pump and play that the following turn. But getting the patrol online, I think, is really important here. I actually think I won't attack with that and give it flying because I think I want to develop both of these as well. But we are going to go to combat here, I think. Again, this is just going to end up trading here, but he'll at least make something. So we'll do it like this.
Ooh, I think that could be giving me heartburn.
Alright, no surprises with blocks. So we'll go with the instructor and the fresh-faced recruit, just to kind of like refill our board a bit. But the instructor is important because it'll again, kind of help us chain down. I guess it's not gonna matter. Justice has stricken us. I mean, honestly, I think I'm fine with everything. We're gonna give this flying. This will get the mentor. They have to double block this to get rid of it. So, I mean, they can get rid of these too, but it would eat their entire board. So, I would be okay with that. Well, that thing is surprisingly effective with you're tapped out, so sure. Honestly, yeah. Because this has first strike when attacking, so again he has to double block just to get rid of that. Like, he'll get to attack back and mentor this to get himself back up to 8, but... Oof. That's a bit more problematic. Alright, I understand. I understand. So we're about to get him down to 1 again, and we all know what that does. The answer is absolutely nothing after last game. So we know they have at least 11 worth of damage on their board, counting the mentor trigger and the jump start. So the real issue is, can they play another creature that's worthy of the jump start to try to push, and then that would force a block out of me. We're gonna gain 4 and go back up to 5. Just trying to think about what they could have here, right? They're swinging with 9, they would have to have 5 damage to kill me. Whereas they're more likely to just have a combat trick. I think we still say no blocks here. I think they're more likely to have a combat trick that kills this than they are to have one that deals extra damage here. So, we go for it, I guess. Alright. Feel like they were trying to debate me there. Something. But alright. I'm planning on streaming Legends again tomorrow. I just kind of needed a night off. Hey, look, one of those silent darts showed up. This is keepable, though. There's actually kind of a lot we can do with this hand, potentially. I think we start with the gate. This is a 1-drop isn't ultra necessary. I guess there's an argument to be made that we could have went, like, Marshall, fresh-faced recruit, and blah, 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 but this works just as well. And then we have our option of a dart plus recruit next turn or the instructor. I think we'll go with this.
Dang, Ori. I had a dream over there, my goodness.
So this is a potential problem. Ooh. That's also a potential problem. I think the dart has to come down no matter what here. It's just a question of, do I want to play the Sworn Companions or do I want to play something like this? I feel like getting this out is actually just more beneficial at the moment. It's just a better target because giving this first strike is important. So if we do attack with this next turn, that matters. Yeah, the Blood Operative having lifelink and then coming back is going to be a wee bit annoying. So we're gonna, I guess, take this so that we can try to get a trigger off Marshall. While we can, anyway. That's a big boy. Surveil 1, so they will likely pay life to get back their operative. Be nice if I could draw my rare. Interesting that they opted to not play it. That was rough. Fine. Alright, zombie. So doing a good job of just like walling up on me. And I'm gonna need to find a way to kind of punch through it. Like we haven't lost yet, but we're not winning either. Hey, look, more lands.
Holy gosh.
So they can't sacrifice this and draw cards yet, though. It would need another black source because it cannot count itself. So at least we have that working for us. We'll take the 4. See what else they have up their sleeve. Guess I should have been doing this sooner, but I was being naughty and wasn't paying attention. Because evasion is the only way we're gonna push through this. I'm trying to be optimistic and hold on to this. Well, one, to scare him to thinking like I have anything that's worth a damn, but also because like a mephitic vapors would wreck me. Right? That's what it's called, the mephitic vapors, the -1/-1 to your squad. I don't want to be too vulnerable to it. And since it has surveil, there's a strong chance they might be running it. Yeah, I was gonna say, I will trade that hunted witness with your blood operative all day, buddy. Yeah. I mean, they gain health out of it, but
Only can see the baby's feet. Let me go check and see where he's at.
so the bats are a bit of a problem. I gotta start slowing this down, so I think that we're gonna start doing this. I mean, we do have this other sworn companion, so if we have to, we can like rally out some chump blockers. The witness here helps a bit as well. But we're gonna have to, I guess, plow right through the bats. It's gonna take out one of our scouts. Not much else we can really do about that at the moment. Yep, there's the bats. Not a surprise. Ooh. And a dazzling lights. That's a twist and a half. So that means that their bats will stick around for at least one more go. I really need to draw. Hey, Grognak, thank you for the subscription. Hello. 6 months is a new badge, I believe, right?
Nice.
Oh, they're bringing the bats, huh? That's not a good sign for me. I mean, we'll take this chump block here for now to slow it down. Yeah, that's why they did it. They have another bats. All right, let's trade with their bats. And then dart their other bats, I guess. Oh. Let's just get rid of this. Now. So that it's one less bat to worry about. The lack of, like, closers in this deck is a real problem. The fact that we don't have a real bomb of sorts. I mean, it's like I said before, right? Like, we have Swath Cutter. And then we have our enchantment that I will never draw. And then that's about it. And I'm gonna get stuck having to use this soon just to continue parading out blockers. But it's not going well. What am I playing tonight? We're playing in the draft. Oh, God. Draft on MTG Arena. But it's... Oh, my God, we found it! Get in there! Make me some angels! Make me some angels.
You're a goof.
It's the only good thing about what I drafted, and I finally found it. I'm excited. Kind of surprised they're not taking a chop block with this just to get some health back. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't have... Yay! I don't have much of a collection either, Grognak. That's why I'm playing draft. Like, I got Mono Red built, I got Is It Drake's built, and I'm working on White Weenie for climbing right now. And I actually really like White Weenie, but it's a bit more intensive to build than Mono Red and Is It Drake's were, because those are just a lot of, like, uncommons, so... I'm still a ways away from actually having a good White Weenie, but the one I have is actually still a lot of fun despite being a bad budget version. Alright, we'll keep it. Alright, let's see if we can find Divine Visitation again. Yeah, Adalard, Divine Visitation is the only thing like worth mentioning in my entire draft. Like everything about my draft is based around like, do I find... Do you want to trade witnesses? You do? Okay, I'll let you. That's fine. I could have protected it, but I think saving this for the assemble is probably more important. It was Mid-range is also non-existent. Alright, so let's do this. And this. Do I really want to use a Justice Strike on this? I think the answer is no. Like every time, right? I typically do it for other card games. Like, it's very similar to what I do when I'm playing, like, Hearthstone or Legends in their arena. It's... Like, you can Google, like, MTG Draft and Bread, and you'll get guides that come up, and I think it's incredibly relevant even still today, so... Alright, so they could double block this, but then I've basically got rid of their board while... Yeah, I think this is entirely reasonable for pushing, so... Yeah. Because Patrol can still buff one of these. And if they want to get rid of this, they have to double block or use a combat trick. Prioritize killing this first. Like, I just made my one drop kill a creature that had an enchantment on it, and then another one while also creating 2 tokens. I think that's a fair trade, you know? Hammer Dropper's a bit annoying because that actually means they might be able to outpace me. As weird as that sounds. See no reason to not all in this attack. Everything but this will still trade here. So we get in a lot of damage, and the life gain offsets this. And then I can just develop this. I'm saving this in case we find visitation, and also there's like a mental thing in Magic where if you've had one card in your hand for a long time, then people assume it's a tool, situational, reactive, whatever. Basically, they think it's like me. I'm a tool, or situational, or reactive. Theoretically, this could block this and survive, but there's like no incentive for me to do so because I would lose my patrol. Though my patrol is really just a flyer at this point, it cannot mentor anything. So if they have a combat tool, we'll make them use it. And it looks like they did not. Okay. So we'll turn them all sideways. We'll absolutely make this guy go up into the air. And I know I was saving this for the angels, but we'll just casually make some more things I can mentor. Yeah, get the concession. All right, so again, our deck really doesn't have bombs, but we're basically like a budget white weenie, so as long as we keep pushing. All right, if you guys don't mind,
as you eat tuna,
I'm gonna eat some tasty fish on the stream. We're doing pretty well. If you would have told me after drafting this I would have got 5 wins, I'd have been happy. Because again, I'm not super thrilled with the draft pool. It's not a bad draft pool, but it's not like stellar. Because like I said, we just don't have any bombs. And our one loss came from getting our opponent to 1. And then they just outdrew us, like they stalled, you know? Go with the on curve play. Ooh. What an interesting combination. I don't think getting rid of this makes an awful lot of sense at the moment.
If only that dog could have returned Stark's Game Boy. They closed the case. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
Kind of pissed off about it.
Alright. Draw a card. Alright, fine. Maricon, my opponent's playing things. Miss Maricon. It's been a bit since I've seen him. Alright. I'm fine with developing because they're tapped out, so we're not really like missing out on anything. We are still going to attack with this because they would have to double block to remove it, and if they do, then I will just Justice Strike to keep it alive. So, yeah, we want the damage done there first, there second, and we'll just Justice Strike this then. I mean, it sucks because that's a really powerful removal tool, but... God damn it. So, this is the card that allowed my opponent to stabilize in the one game that I lost, so... You'll have to forgive me if I seem a bit salty right now.
Salt is the way of life.
Yeah, I think we still just turn everything sideways. And give our scout flying here. Because again, we're just racing them stabilizing at this point. And the Ladev Champion's a lot less impactful if they don't have an answer for Swath Cutter, so... I'm alright with being a bit aggressive here, trying to finish them off before that's a problem. I'm just going to do this because I want to play Swath Cutter.
Oli bumped it the other day and started barking at it because it was rocking back and forth. And he was tripping out over it. It was really funny.
Well, that's annoying.
What?
I played one of the only, like, 2 big bombs I have in the deck and they had removal for it. That's not very nice. Should still be fine though, because they don't have an answer for the flyer at this point. It's fine.
Okay.
Hey, I hit gold! Gold tier 4, but gold. Corey Mill is in the house. He says with all of the kappas. No 1-drop? I guess we'll keep it. This is like the first time in, I don't know, 4 or 5 games I haven't had a 1-drop. White Weenie doesn't look so, White Weenie at the moment. Whose house? Decline that. I think I needed one more of those. I think that's a fourth for me for the White Weenie deck that I'm playing, so that's good. I will always take more wild cards. Hey, there's another rare wild card. That'll help me finish off a bit of the White Weenie deck as well. And Akaya's Wrath.